I'm going to take you through how to calculate the profitability of a rental property that you're looking at buying. So the video is not going to be super flashy, and I'm not going to make a ton of cuts because I'm going to actually walk you through the process of pricing out the rental property. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So just for a couple of resources, if you're not new to pricing a rental, or excuse me, if you're not experienced at pricing a rental and don't know what to charge for rent, you can actually go to Google and type in rental Zestimate. You have to type in rental Zestimate or it may not show up. And then it's just this first rental here, this first Zillow listing here, not the paid ads, the actual listing. It's just zillow.com/rental-manager /price-my-rental. And that's important because this doesn't always show up. And I have had times when I can't find it. So that's why I'm letting you know that, hey, this is the link. Just in case you type in rental estimate, this rent estimate is not going to come up. And you can type in the property address and it'll actually list out all the properties that are currently on the market and the ones that have been on the market within the last 30 days and give you what they were listed for. It's kind of like Rentometer, but I don't use Rentometer personally as much. I do use Rental Zestimate a lot, although Rentometer is another good one. And then just another way to price out a property to figure out kind of just where rents would be in that area would be here. I'll move myself out of the way. Would be here if you just go to apartments.com and then look at all the apartments in the area and then just kind of compare them to what your unit that you're looking at would be. You know, here we're seeing pretty much anywhere between $1,200 and $1,800 for a 1-bed to 3-bed. Here you can see in the area that we're going to be looking at. So I went ahead and pulled this listing up on Zillow, and I did preload in all the numbers to make this a little bit quicker. But as you can see, well, I guess I got to move myself again. This one was not tolerating the price at $245, and it has dropped since then. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull this up in my portal that my realtor sends me, because it has more information in it than you see on Zillow. There's going to be a couple of very critical things that we're going to see here in the future on things that it has. But let's just flip through the pictures real quick just so we can kind of see and get a feel for the property and kind of what condition it's in. So this right now, this is a duplex. Okay, so it's in okay condition. Somebody needs to fix that smoke detector. Okay, kitchen's nothing special. That kitchen's also not special either. But it's a rental and people mainly just want it clean. And this unit's clean. It's in a good location. It's in a good school district or a decent school district. I don't know. Is that like the attic area? I don't know. I would say maybe add some flooring up there, but I'm not 100% sure where that is in the house. So overall, you can kind of see this matters when they show pictures. You're like, oh, okay, you see a Jeep Gladiator. Okay, those are relatively expensive. See an old Accord, another Jeep Cherokee, and then what's that in the back there? That's just something that I look for. You know, maybe this is the listing agent because it's been moved. This almost looks like some type of Dodge SUV. I'm not 100% sure. So I like to look at the cars and the pictures if I can, just to kind of see what kind of vehicles the tenants are currently driving. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look through a couple things. So this one, as you can see here, is listed at $230. The rent includes water. So that means they don't pay for garbage. They don't pay for snow removal. They don't pay for grounds. They don't pay for anything. And then here, and this is why we're using the portal that my realtor sends me as opposed to Zillow, because we can actually see what the units are listed for right now. As you can see, this one has expired as of 2 days ago, or 1 day ago. I don't know, I'm filming this in the middle of the night. So neither unit's owner occupancy, and they're at $1,200 and $1,500, which is kind of where we saw the market for this, like the market where this property is located, which I'm not super enthused about, because at these prices, it means that there's not going to be a movement for a big jump here, meaning that you're probably going to pay about market for this house. But we'll see when we run the numbers. Right now, the rents where they're currently at's not super enthused about that. I'd like to go in and bump them if we could, but based on the condition of the property, I don't know. So we'll see. And then another important thing is here at the total taxes, we have $5,024. If you go ahead and look over at Zillow and you go down to their, where's their payment section? Here it is. Property taxes. They're estimating $7,222 for property taxes because it's just based on a multiplier of the sale price of the house. Now keep in mind, this is more than the total taxes are, but sometimes when you're running numbers, you get houses that are, the taxes based on Zillow come in under, meaning that you're going to base your numbers saying like, oh, I'm paying $1,000 less in taxes or whatever. And therefore you'd be cash flowing an extra $80 a month with that, $1,000 lower taxes, but that's not the case. So that could be make or break on a deal right there. So that's why I need to know the actual tax number when we run these numbers. So we're going to jump over to the app here. And this is actually Chandler Smith's rental app. If you type into the App Store, what is it called? I think it's called Rental Calc, C-A-L-C, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and link the video that he talks about it down in the description. It is a very good app, totally free, saves where you are. It's amazing. It's a little difficult to find if you just type into the App Store. At least it was when I downloaded it, but I downloaded it pretty soon after he released it. But I'm going to go ahead and link that video down below. Make sure to go check that out. So we're going to use this for most of the rest of the video to actually run the numbers. Keep in mind, free app. I did preload these numbers in here just to make this video just a little bit quicker. So purchase price at $230, cost to make rent ready. This is for like if we were going to look at these pictures and say, hey, it really needs new paint, new carpet, new countertop, whatever. That's where you'd add this in because this matters based on your cash on cash return because this is money you're going to have to put out up front to either raise the rents or get the tenants in there. I'm going to have my down payment at 20%, closing costs at 0%. Years to pay off at 30, interest rate at 4%. You can change it based on the current market. I kind of just leave it at 4, just so I'm not constantly changing it because, interest rates are constantly changing. Rents at $2,700 for the $1,500 for the one unit and $1,200 for the other unit, assuming that $1,200 unit re-upped at the same price. So $2,700 in rent, 0 in utility. Well, that's monthly income. So not that section. I don't have a section calculated for vacancy because I bundle in my vacancy and maintenance. So I save $300 when it comes to a multifamily. And for management, for me, it costs management $250 a month to manage a multifamily property. So for you, that number might be a little different. Sorry about that. My camera just died. So for me, it costs $250 a month in maintenance. I don't know what that cost is going to be for you. And yearly utilities, it did say in here that they had to do, let's see, what did they pay for? They paid for water. So I figured about, all right, so I went ahead and changed that number because I realized my water calculation was probably too low. So I moved it from 400 to 600. And so that's what I'm going to go and say my yearly utilities are for the property. Insurance, I just kind of leave it a stock $1,200 usually. And then that's the actual taxes, which is $5,024. All right, so now that we've run the numbers, we have $230,000 purchase price requiring $46,000 worth of capital. That's just your down payment plus the cost to make it rent ready. For our net operating income, we have almost $19,000, which is pretty solid there. Cash on cash return at 18%. And that's pretty good. That's not necessarily like in my current investing strategy. I would consider this if I had the extra capital to throw at $50,000, essentially. Had a building that I couldn't instantly pull back out. So for me and my strategy, this doesn't fit. But at 18% cash on cash return, that's pretty solid. It brings us to an 8.6 cap. Cash flow at $8,400. That's pretty solid. So on your $46,000 that you put up front, you will cash flow $8,400 every single month, plus an additional $3,240 in principal pay down. So that's what they're paying down the loan balance of that property. So that's not actually cash in your pocket, but you're still getting that net worth boost, making your total ROI for this specific property at these rents and that purchase price $11,697. with a 25% return, which I think is actually pretty solid. So if we were to, like, just say for an example, go back and raise the other unit from 1,200 to 1,500. So both of the units are 1,500. So we're going to go to $3,000 in total income there. We're going to rerun the numbers. That would take us to almost a 25 cash on cash return with $11,000 in cash flow. The principal payment's going to, principal pay down is going to stay the same regardless. So making our total ROI $14,500 with a 31% return. You know, not going to lie, that's pretty solid, meaning that you'll recoup your investment in just over 4 years. Okay, sorry, camera's back. So I'm gonna let you decide if these were numbers that you think are acceptable for you and your investing strategy. You know, if this was me, I would definitely consider this property. I'm not going to, solely because of the $46,000 worth of capital that's required. I don't have an unlimited amount of funds, so I need to be more selective and purchase cheaper properties, even if the rent's a little bit cheaper, in order to maximize my return, because I can't have this $46,000 locked up and wait for 4 years until I can get a full ROI on that money. I need it to happen a lot quicker than that. But hopefully this helped you in order to know how to run the numbers. And that way, if you're ever like, man, I see this property, I want to know if it's a good deal and if it'll cash flow and if it'll make me money, this is one way to do it. It's super simple. You can just sit there and look at properties while you're watching TV. I'll go ahead and do that the last 20-30 minutes before I go to bed. I'll just jump on Zillow, throw in a movie onto my other screen here, and then just run property calculations. Because as long as you're up on the rents in a specific area, it's super easy. You don't have to check up on things like that. So hopefully that was helpful. We got no sponsor in the video. I'm the sponsor of the video, so make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want to support the channel, hit subscribe. That'd be really cool. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next video.